Hey everyone, Michelle Ferrer here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha. Hang on, I think we've got a bad wireless connection, so hopefully this is working now. It is Michelle Ferrer here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha. And I'm in Ottawa and I just wrapped up sitting on HUMA committee, and what we're doing right now is we are in what's called clause by clause of a bill. And the bill is Bill C-35, which is the Liberals' child care bill. Now, I'm the critic to this bill, which means it is my job to ensure that this legislation wholly, fully represents all stakeholders. So we as Conservatives have put forth multiple amendments to strengthen this legislation. There has been so much around this bill and this marketing of $10 a day childcare. And the reality is, as I've said multiple times, quality, affordable childcare is amazing. Who wouldn't want it? But when it doesn't exist, or it's not accessible, it doesn't exist. That's the reality of this, and that's what we have in this country. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of parents, way more parents, who aren't able to access this program than those who are. I am so happy for the people who are able to access this program. Affordable childcare is life-changing for families, quality, affordable childcare. But the reality is, the way this legislation is written, it leaves way more families out than it puts in. So, what just happened in committee? We are seeing full stop, and I really encourage you to watch the committee work, because there's a lot of people out there that want to tell you Conservatives don't care about childcare. We are the only party putting forth amendments to strengthen this legislation to include every family gets equal access, that parents get the choice to choose what is best for their kids. We are the only party recognizing the massive gaps and inequities in this bill, the lack of sustainability of how this bill is going to sustain itself, the lack of workforce strategy around this, the fact that the way this legislation is currently written, that it is people of low income who are suffering most. What does that mean? That means that people who already have a spot probably have a middle or upper class income to begin with, right? Because you're in a child care center. So you were already in the center, so you automatically got opted in for the $10 spot. So the people who need childcare, who couldn't afford those spots in the first place, are left out in the cold yet again. These are lower income families who rely on going to work to make ends meet, barely making ends meet, because they're probably one of the 1.5 million people using a food bank every month. So it actually, this bill, the way that it is written, hurts lower income people. It subsidizes Bay Street lawyers and hurts those who need it most. So we put forth strong amendments to include everyone. We put forth strong amendments to ensure that there is fair representation on the council. I should also explain this to a lot of people. These agreements are already signed, all of them. So this bill is complete political warfare, if you will, because it's already done. These agreements are signed with every province and territory. It's virtue signaling at its best. That's what this bill does. It's the bill of hopes and dreams. We're doing all we can. And again, for all the critics, of course we care about childcare. That is the core belief of Conservatives, is family. So we put forth amendments to strengthen the council, meaning fair representation, because if you don't have a seat at the table, how in the world is your voice supposed to be heard? There are so many so many sectors left out of the council. So we've asked for that. No, we asked for accountability and transparency and reporting by the minister to ensure that we are having quality standards, measurements, data. We need this. Do you know what happened? Do you know what just happened in committee? We put forth an amendment saying that I'll back up a little bit. We put forth an amendment, it was overruled. The NDP put forth an amendment, and it was a good amendment. So this is how it works, contrary to what people believe. The NDP put forth an amendment saying that the minister must report annually for accountability, transparency, and data to see how things are working. Must report. The Liberals put forth a sub-amendment, so meaning they changed it. And they changed that wording to the minister may. Do you know the drastic difference between must and may? We have a severe accountability crisis in this country. In that building right there. There are no consequences. We have a government and a prime minister who does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, because there is no accountability. The NDP put forth this amendment. The Liberals put forth a sub-amendment. And you know what the NDP did? They supported it. Why? Because they have a coalition. Because they're making side deals that benefit them. So next time you think that the Conservatives are the ones who aren't fighting for all Canadians, who aren't the ones saying, yes, we need to listen to every voice, whether we agree with them or not. That is our job as elected officials. What we witnessed today in committee is despicable. It's despicable because at the core of this discussion, the child's welfare should be the most important thing we are thinking about in legislation. And if there is no accountability or transparency to the big people making decisions, guess what happens? The child's welfare is compromised. We've seen this with our study in abuse of sport. People of power over top of children who don't have any accountability or transparency measurements in effect and don't have any consequences. It's ridiculous. This bill is a hopes and dreams bill. We have pushed to strengthen it. We have pushed to have accountability. We have pushed to have transparency. We have pushed to make it actually universal so that all families have access to equal care. All families, not just the ones who agree with the Liberals, because that's what they continue to do. It is infuriating, this place. You know, you try to do the right thing and they spin it and twist it. Well, we're not going to stop. And you know, people say to me, Michelle, it must be so frustrating. It is. It is frustrating. But you can't stop. You have to keep fighting and you have to keep pushing and you have to call out hypocrisy when you see it. And that's what this is. So I encourage you to do your research, and next time somebody wants to tell you that Conservatives aren't fighting for universal childcare, get them to do their research. There's a whole bunch of craziness online that we voted against this. Go check the record. We did not. We voted to take it to committee, to study it, to fix it. And while we're trying to fix it, they're making it worse. So do your research before you do that. Critically think, because I assure you, if you voted Liberal, if you voted NDP, I challenge you to do some concrete research and look down and who is the one standing up for Canadians. All of you. We are the only party that will sit and listen to everyone. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you soon.